Hello planty friends, thank you so much for joining me. Please grab a drink. So I was going through my phone, organizing pictures, trying to stay on top of things, and I made an album for my plant pictures specifically. And going through these pictures just made me really appreciate some of the plants, maybe recognize how much they have grown with me, and I just really wanted to show them off because they're really cool. It's really cool. So I have my laptop in front of me where I can see the pictures for you. I will put it on the screen right here so you can view them along with me. But of course we have to start off with my Jade, a Crassula ovata, the OG plant, the one that started it all, started the obsession. I got this plant from my previous place of employment. I almost didn't get it because up until that point I killed everything. I had worked at a horticulture company a couple of years before this plant came along, and I had taken plants home before only to kill them. So I was just like, I'm gonna save this plant from certain doom by bringing it home to my house. But my mom encouraged me to bring it home. I did. And that's the plant that taught me what kind of plant parent I am. It's the plant that made me fall in love with succulents and made me realize that I really wasn't the best person for herbs and like the more delicate plants. I needed succulents. Made me fall in love with succulents. So the first picture I have of my Jade is from April 10th of 2018. Up until like when I was going through these pictures, I really didn't realize that I got this plant in 2018. I knew that I had been collecting plants for a couple of years, but to just know it was 2018, I was like, wow, that's really been a while, hasn't it? And you're gonna see this picture. It's so cute. It's so cute. It started off so adorable and small. It continued to grow really nicely for me, and for the longest time I didn't even know what kind of plant I had. All I knew was that I was keeping it alive and I didn't know how. Turns out it's because succulents can go with neglect. They can be severely underwatered and sometimes survive. I mean, a lot of the times they die, but this plant for me didn't die, and I was like, wow, I can keep plants alive, and just all spiraled from there. Then pretty much a year after that, that is when I potted it up into its current pot. I bought it at a big box store, probably Home Depot, sadly. I really don't shop at Home Depot anymore, but that's probably where I got it because it needed a pot upgrade. You'll see it has grown so nicely. I want to do a split screen to show the picture when I first got it to the picture a year after. You can see how much it grew from those 2 points from that year, and it's just really exciting. Again, it was my first plant, so just to see it grow was ecstatic to me. Unfortunately, at one point I did bring it outside and it did get a sunburn, but we recovered from that. We lost a little bit of leaves. I had to trim it back a little bit, but you know, on the bright side, it kind of got like a bonsai-lush. It kind of got a bonsai look to it, which I'm not mad about. I thought it looked pretty cool, but it was a pretty full plant until I sunburnt it. And then shortly after it got sunburnt, it got mealybugs. And again, lost quite a bit of leaves. I suffered a little bit from that. And I am sadly gonna say it currently has mealybugs because I just cannot get rid of the mealybugs. But all the pictures should have been popped up for you at this point. Let me show you the plant and how it is now. It doesn't even fit here. It fits the whole screen. Takes up the whole screen. So this does get southern exposure. It lives in my mudroom up against a window, so it's kind of like smushed like this. If I turn it here, you can see it's kind of very flat just because it's up against a window. But even though it has mealies, you know, it's had it before. It's gonna be okay. Oh, I see some right now. Gross. It's gonna be fine. Can you even see me? Can you see me? So I've had this plant since April of 2018, currently February 2023. Wow. But I love it. I love it so much. Forever my favorite plant. I love the way it's growing and how like thick the trunk is. As you can see, again, it's still in this same pot. It probably should get a repot soon. If like, even if it hasn't outgrown the pot, the soil is probably like really old and not full of nutrients anymore. So that might be a future project for me. But, okay. My Jade. So like I said, my Jade is the one that kicked off my plant obsession and really made me fall in love with succulents. So the next couple of plants are succulents. They're the plants that I've had the longest. I love cacti and succulents. Still, to this day, they hold a forever permanent place in my heart of love. This next plant is a cactus, and it is the first or second cactus I ever purchased. It has either lived under grow lights or outside. What came in a nursery pot was repotted, and then, like my Jade, just has stayed in that pot ever since. I acquired this plant in November of 2018, and that is my Thistle Cactus. I look at this plant, and it was so stinking cute. Just like my Jade, they were so tiny. Like, I don't remember them being this tiny. I kind of think I sound like a parent right now with children, which is funny when I hear parents talk about children. They're like, I don't remember them growing up so fast. I remember when they were so young. Well, anyway, I don't remember them being like this tiny. It's crazy to me. So, picture. I trimmed up one of the plants before this video, and I left, no. I left those trimmings on the table, and of course my cat is like, oh, a snack. It's time for a snack. Introducing the now all grown up Thistle Cactus. Oh, look at him. Again, outside or under grow lights. I know it's stretched. I kind of dig that look. And I also love this cactus because you can touch it. Like, you should still be careful, but like, it's not the thorniest of cacti, so you can touch it. It's pretty easy to repot. It's pretty easy to propagate too, because like literally this will eventually like fall off, and then you just take that and you just like, or you can just keep it in the pot and it'll start to root. That's how I got a couple of other branches off of here, is by that happening. But I love this cacti so much. I actually also bought this. So I bought this at a big box store. I can't remember which one, but I fell in love with it so much that I did buy my grandma a Thistle Cactus also. It unfortunately passed away when she moved from her house into an apartment because her apartment doesn't get the best light. But for a while she had it, and we both had little Thistle Cactus, and it was fun. This next one was purchased end of October of 2018, and it's another succulent. I suspect that I bought this one online from like Facebook, Leaf and Clay, Mountain Crest Gardens. I want to say one of those. I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find the email that confirmed its purchase. But anyway, I got this plant. I don't think I got it at a big box store, but I'm not certain. This one is very similar to my Thistle Cactus. It has either been under grow lights or outside in a greenhouse during the summertime. It has been in its nursery pot, then in the pot that I repotted it, and that's it. I'm pretty sure it's never been repotted. And I have just loved watching this one grow. I think it has a really neat growth pattern, and just the coloring that it gets when it's sun stressed is so pretty. I also can't pronounce the name of this one. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna try. Anacampseros. Anacampseros? Maybe I'm close. But this is it now. It kind of looks like scaly to me. I don't know, and I'm just digging how it vines like this, and like this one is just, I'm gonna grow tall, and these are like, I'm gonna trail. I love it. Right now is a great time, Jupiter, to do that. to the plants. This one doesn't have much sun stressing on it now. It usually gets it when it's outside. It's kind of like far removed from the grow lights because I know the grow lights aren't close enough to the plants that I need it to be. So they do stretch in the winter time when I have them under there. But in the summer time, it gets like a red pinkish hue. And usually I'm not like a pink person, but it is so beautiful on this plant. You just can't help but love it. This next plant is another cactus that I purchased from a big box store. We are about a year into my plant journey now. I purchased this plant. I can't remember. I dated them with the numbers and I'm like, 4. What is 4? I don't know what 4 is. 4 is April. I purchased this plant in April of 2019 and a day later repotted it into its currently forever home. Similar story to a lot of my succulents. It has only lived outside or under grow lights. I put it in this pot. It has not been repotted out of this pot. And I was curious because I haven't really been exposed to this cactus fully grown or more mature. I only see it like in its very juvenile state. But it seems like mine is growing how it should. I was worried because, again, I have it under grow lights that aren't as close to the plant as it should be. It should be a lot closer than they are. I was worried about it stretching too much, but it seems like it's doing fine. And I just love this plant pot combo. I love it. So this is my Domino Cactus. And it's in this adorable teacup. I actually drilled, there's a drainage hole under here. I am not gonna tilt it to show you. There's a drainage hole. And I drilled it myself. It was one of the first vessels that I drilled a drainage hole into by myself. I am so proud of that fact. I felt so handy when I did it. But you can just see the difference of how it was when I purchased it to now. It has grown so much taller. I just love it in this teacup. I think it is so cute. It's a little dirty. I should have cleaned it beforehand, but whatever. Yes. Domino Cactus. It's so cool. Okay. This next plant is the last succulent that I have on this list, and that is my String of Tears. So I believe I purchased this one again from a big box store, or it might have been online. I'm not sure now. I'm not sure. I bought it. And I love string of plants, but I find them very finicky to take care of, at least for me, from my experience, with the exception of string of hearts, the regular kind. That one just takes off. That one has no problem. But the other string of plants, like I have had issues. I've had string of bananas. I think that got a pest that's not mealies. I want to say maybe spider mites, but that was very early in my plant collection journey, so I wasn't really as experienced with pests. I just thought I wasn't caring for it and it died, but I'm pretty sure it had a pest. I've had string of pearls, which I've killed. I've had variegated string of pearls, which I've killed. But string of tears, this one has grown, I think, I'm going to say it's grown beautifully for me. In my care, to me, it's grown beautifully. I do wish I had repotted it from its nursery pot into a different pot that it's in now, because again, same story as my previous succulents cacti. Live under grow lights or outside. Planted it in a pot from its nursery pot and it hasn't changed since. Cat's having fun on the cat tree. I'll wait. So I wish I had repotted it from its nursery pot into a pot with a drainage hole, but I didn't. And to be honest, now I'm too much of a chicken to even attempt to repot it into something else, because repotting string of plants intimidates me so much. They're like so delicate to me, and I don't want to knock off like any of the tiers of the string of tears, if you know what I'm saying. So it's probably not going to get a new pot for some time, but let me show you this string of tears. It just keeps going with one long vine here. It is a little bald on top. This was actually the plant that I had trimmed before the video and left some of on the table, which Juby, of course, entertained himself with. But I have it in this face pot. You probably can't really see because the face is covered with hair, plant hair. This face pot, it has grown pretty long for me. There are some like bald spots on towards the top, but I can't like bring myself to trim it because it's so long and I think lush for me. So I really do love this plant. I think I will try to maybe like cut it so that I can just put that, you know, like at the top and try to create a more full plant. But we'll see if that happens. We'll see if I actually do that. At this point, we are now about 2 years into my plant collecting, and this plant is one of the first that was not a cacti or a succulent, and it's a philodendron. It is my Philodendron Brasil, and I want to say I purchased it off of Facebook, although, again, I wasn't the best at documenting where I purchased the plants. I wish I was, but I wasn't. And my memory's not that great, so I don't really remember. But I think I purchased it off of Facebook. Online, somewhere. And it came, I don't even remember. But however it came, it was eventually potted in soil and on my plant shelves in my kitchen. But that didn't last very long because a couple months after that, it just wasn't doing well. And in May, I did take it out of soil to prop in water because, again, just not doing well for me. In water, though, it did do really great. It took off, and I decided to repot it back into soil in February of 2021. I put it in the pot that it's in now. It's stayed in that pot since February of 2021. It's gone through a couple different trellises, and actually, I believe if you've watched my previous videos, you've actually seen this plant before because I featured this plant and my Jade in my favorites of 2022 video, I think it was. But let me show you. This is my Philodendron Brasil. I have it climbing up this trellis as well as trailing, and I just so love this plant. Look at the leaves. Look at its leaves. And the fact that I've had such a journey with this plant and it's doing so well now, it's just like such a sense of accomplishment that I got it to grow this well. And like, look how full it looks. Look how pretty. And when you just see how it was before, it looked so pitiful before. And now it looks gorgeous. Now that looks are everything. Like, you're very healthy on the inside too, which I'm happy about. But it reflects on the outside. And I'm very happy about that. Love it. Like, look at, I'm sorry, like, look, excuse me. No reason to have this beautiful of leaves over here. No business, but yet it does. This next one is also a philodendron, and I do remember purchasing this one off of Facebook. I'm not sure which group it was, but I know I purchased it off of Facebook. And this plant has just been so easy for me to grow, even in soil, into, actually I can't say when exactly I wanted to start leca, but I know I had a lot of trouble with plants in soil that were not succulents when I started on tropical plants, and quickly kind of like wanted to try out leca because I thought that would better suit my care needs, which it really does. So the point being, like, I'm really surprised that I was able to take care of this plant in soil as well as I have. It's been great. It's been great. But I got this plant in March of 2020 from Facebook, and ever since it's just been just a pleasure to have. I love watching this one grow. It is so funky, and this is a philodendron that is a like climbing philodendron. It prefers, you know, to grow up. I prefer, honestly, more trailing philodendron, but this one, it's special. This one is special. And it is my Philodendron Silver Sword. You can see how funky it is. It honestly deserves a better trellis, but this was like the only thing I could think of for it at the time. Like I didn't have anything else and it does the job. It's like, it's growing still. Let me show you. That new leaf coming, look at it, it's so cute. How could you not love it when it needs to be watered though? Like look at this leaf. Look at how big it is. That's my hand, like it engulfs my whole hand. Look at the color. I love this plant so much. And again, it's just so easy to care for. It tells me when it's thirsty, it starts to droop. I love it. If you love like silvery hued plants, I highly recommend this one. I highly recommend this philodendron. Up next, I have a Hoya Pubicalyx, and I bought this plant from a local store that is sadly not around anymore. But from the very beginning, this Hoya has just continuously grown. Just is always doing the most, trying to show off. I purchased this plant. I have it right over here. I purchased this plant in May of 2020, and you'll see from the pictures, just from that first picture, from 5 months later in October of 2020, you can see the difference in how it grew. This plant has won me a new plant. At my old job, we were submitting pictures of our plants. Most people submitted pictures of outdoor plants. I was among the few that submitted a picture of an indoor plant, and I won. And I got to pick out a plant from Menards, and I got a Sansevieria, which I still have today. It's like over there somewhere. I love that plant. So this has just been a pleasure to own, and it does have mealybugs right now, but it's a problem I'm willing to have plants. It is, and it's fine. Like, I'll take mealybugs any day. I hope I didn't like put anything bad out there, because don't give me more mealybugs, please. I've had enough, but like, they're fine. I'll take them. This one has grown so fast. It has gone through quite a few trellises. My favorite was a snake trellis that it was on in October, and that is the picture that won me a new plant at my work, is the picture that will be on the snake trellis. I love that one, but it just quickly outgrew it. So I then, like a month later, moved on to a more traditional trellis that was like a V one with like, that looked like a ladder. You'll see it over here. And even that one outgrew so fast, and I was so tired of repotting this plant and like switching out the trellis that I just attached like barbecue skewers to the trellis that it was on to try and like extend its life. That only worked for so long, and I finally repotted it into the one that it's in now. But even so, it's ugly. I don't like it. The trellis, it's ugly. It's also crooked, and that bugs me. I know it shouldn't, but it does. And it really just deserves a better trellis, but I haven't been able to find one yet. So if you know of a really great trellis, I said that weird, but if you know of a really great trellis that you think will fit this plant when you see it, let me know. Hold on, I need to sip first. I've been talking a lot. This is my Hoya Pubicalyx. I thought I had a video of me retrellising this from the one that had the barbecue skewers onto this one, but I couldn't find it. But I'm not very good at researching. So anyway, this is how it is now. I'm gonna scoot back so I can show you like all of it. Can you see? Look at that. Look at it. Like I said, mealies, infested with mealies right now. It's not infested, it's not that bad, but you know, I would still rather not have mealies. But this is how it is. Again, crooked. Like, I want it to stay like upright always, but it doesn't. It's just crooked like that. But it's fine. It's fine. Look at it. It's so beautiful. Look at these leaves on the Hoya Pubicalyx. Look at the speckling of them. It's just a gorgeous plant, and I don't know if you could tell from that far away shot, but there it's actually like has a vine right here that I'm gonna try and wrap around. It's probably not gonna stay there. It doesn't want to stay there. But you can tell like where the light is and how it leans. And I do have to watch it because it does like shoot out vines pretty consistently, and if I don't watch it, it will try and snake its way into other plants, which, you know, I love this plant, but I need it to stay in its own house, you know. I also have like a little Groot in there. I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see the little baby Groot. Hoya Pubicalyx. I don't know what cultivar, I think is the correct term exactly. This is because there are many types of Hoya Pubicalyx, and it's never bloomed for me, so I am not able to tell from that. But when it does bloom, hopefully it will one day. Hopefully I can just tell what type it is. I'm sorry, I just cannot. I cannot. Look at those. Look at that. You're gorgeous. And we are wrapping it up with a Hoya. This is another Hoya Pubicalyx, although it is a different variety. I don't know what it is because it has also never bloomed for me, so I'm not able to tell, but I just call it Hoya Dark Form. I purchased this plant again from a loyal plant shop. I was loyal to them. A local plant shop, the same one that sadly closed down, Branch Gardens, I do believe. If not, it was from Grow Geneva in Geneva. But I purchased this Hoya from them. This does have mealybugs, because what plant doesn't right now? It's a little bit of a battle, but we're fighting through it. I purchased this plant in March of 2021 and fell in love with it because of the dark leaves. So once the leaves mature, they are kind of the standard green Hoya Pubicalyx leaves. However, when the new leaves are first starting out and to a certain point in their adolescence are like a very dark burgundy rich color. It is beautiful. This one is also a pretty fast grower, although not as fast as like my OG Hoya Pubicalyx, which I don't know what it is either. It's not as fast of a grower as that one, but still pretty fast. I actually need to find a new trellis for it. I did put it on a moon trellis a couple of months after I purchased it, but that one was made of wood, and the like sticks, you know, to stick it in the soil, weren't treated. I didn't treat it, so they rotted, and that trellis didn't last very long. But it does need a new trellis, especially with mealybugs, because we don't want the mealybugs like crawling to other plants. This is that Hoya Pubicalyx now. Again, just growing so well. It is like these leaves are yellowing, I think, because of the mealy infestation, which is fine. I'm sorry if you don't like bugs and you see mealies when I show you the dark leaves, but I'm trying to get rid of them. They just don't want to go away. Got these dark leaves here. Got these ones up here. Yeah. And then got some ones right there as well. Yeah, I really think, oh, here, let me show you the new leaves. I think you were able to see it before, but like, I'm sorry, it has a mealybug on it. Oh no. But this is a new leaf, and you can just see how dark it is with its little mealybug in the middle of it. If I can get that. I think I could. Yeah. But still, look, still so gorgeous, still so beautiful. I love it so much. I can't wait to find out what type of Hoya Pubicalyx. I think I've heard of Oh, I'm gonna mess this up, like a dark dragon. Royal Flush. It's a Royal Flush. Don't ask me where Dark Dragon came from. I don't know. Royal Flush. Maybe it's that one. Who knows? I'll find out one day though. Okay, that was the last plant. Thank you so much for joining me as I got to reminisce and show you how my plants looked when I first purchased them versus how they look now. I love taking pictures of my plants and getting to document this. I think it's just so fun to look back on and really appreciate you, us, me, for like, bravo, taking care of plants for this long. Didn't think I had it in me, but also just getting to see how wonderful they've grown. It's awesome. So thank you again for joining me. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Cheers. I have to take a picture of this cat. You don't fit there.